Here is a workflow that I feel any business that's currently using AI to generate and publish content should be taking, whether you're using ChatGPT or AI, Claude, whatever, right? Especially if you're publishing blogs, posts, anything that goes up onto the website that is then crawled by Google. In other words, things that you are loading to get Google's trust. Right now, a lot of people are using the same tools. Grammarly, ChatGPT, Claude, right? So the output and the sentences and the jargon, every time there's an update, it gets updated, sure. But the tone and the content is more or less the same. Okay, so here's my recommendation. Go through a brand tone building exercise. And what I mean by that is I've got a list of 50 interview questions, which are generated by loading Google's quality guidelines. So there's documents. If you Google's quality rater guidelines or search rater guidelines, it's basically how Google determines what content is trustworthy, what content's not. And essentially, it falls into a few categories. EEAT, which is expertise, experience, trust, and authority. Not a new thing. This has been out for many years. Now load those documents into ChatGPT, get ChatGPT to visit your website and say, give me 50 interview questions to help me unique about us brand content. Where am I going with this? What you're going to be doing is you're going to press record on the microphone and you're going to actually meaningfully answer these questions. Try and research them and make sure that the questions are, how did the business start up? What are its core values? A lot of them, it's fluffy. Think about these questions, research them if you need to. And what's going to happen is you're going to end up with a 1 hour audio of stuff that is so unique about the business. And you're going to use that audio, that transcript, to then create a unique tone. Google this. Create a unique tone that your AI, your agent, is going to be using on all of your posts, right? On your blog posts, on your Instagram posts. I'm not saying you want to... Did you guys lose the ball, Julio? I think he's lost my favorite ball. Moral of the story is you have these like 50 to 100 interview questions. Oh, good boy, good boy. You get in front of the camera. Bonus points if you get a film critic, a videographer out there. This footage makes for great about us, about the team. You might be talking about a service that you're offering. That video will go up onto that service page. Makes your website far more engaging, much more entertaining. We've got this TikTokification happening where everyone's expecting these dopamine kicks of videos and explainers and stuff like that. Adding that level of engagement to the site. Those videos should go up onto YouTube and social anyway, so just additional brand signals. But at the core of it, what we're actually doing is we're creating a unique tone for your AI to pump out content that is a bit more unique than all of the other models. If Eugene uses these words and he doesn't use those words and he speaks the English of a 3-year-old, because that's Eugene's basic English, Eugene's English is England is terrible, that content is then very different to the content that's been finalized with Grammarly. I've actually instructed my team, and a lot of the time I'll only use Grammarly when I'm like sending an email and basic grammar, but Grammarly actually puts these, it's great, but it puts a footprint. Okay, it's not to say that it's bad, it just makes your content the same as everybody else's. So that same blog, how do we choose a wedding dress hypothetically, can be written in a way where Eugene's jokes, Eugene's thrown in some dad jokes, Eugene's a wedding specialist, he got married here, his wedding photographer didn't rock up, all of those little minor storytelling moments that will make that content just not the same AI regurgitated crap. It will just add that additional layer of uniqueness. I forget about all of the AI, what do you call them? AI detectors, that just don't work. It's a never-ending game of cat and mouse. It might have been updated for one language model, but there's so many of them and they get changed all the time. It actually doesn't matter anyway. If something's telling you you've got AI content detected on your website, that doesn't mean anything. It means that potentially AI was used. A lot of the time, manually written content gets flagged for AI content as well. Anyway, so all of my client campaigns, new builds, they go through this sort of brand building document where I give homework to the client to go and just answer these questions. Whether you just press record while you're on the beach walking, send me the audio, and I've built systems and processes in place to extract the stuff that matters. So based on these Google patents and ways that Google determine if your website's trustworthy, I grab that transcript, organize it, and then that goes to my writers, which create more meaningful content for the site. Now, that 1 hour audio is like thousands of words, thousands of great words. It also tells us the kind of words you use and you don't use. It tells us a lot. Oh no, there's another dog coming. Please don't put that dog down. Hold on. Fuck. Oh, the ball went in the water. Okay, he's coming back. Good boy, Julio. Good boy, Julio. Come on. The other man had to pick up his own dog. Because Julio, you know, the monster. So this is part of, a lot of the time, this is part of the brand creative process. When they design the logo, they get you into a room and they ask you fluffy questions. Are you a BMW or you're a Mercedes? It's going back to those roots, but from a perspective of writing tones. It's actually really cool. We're living in an era where it's easy to get good information. So if you got a Notebook LM and you go and research the best books on copywriting and storytelling, and you ask Notebook LM to go and collect all of the top summaries of those books, you're going to get the core elements of the books. That then becomes your instructions to your AI model, the ChatGPT prompt. Use these words, don't use those words. Here are the blocked words that AI has been commonly using. Things like elevate and whatever it is, discover. Don't use those words. Use Australian spelling. Feel free to make up hypothetical stories. Give me ideas on infographics, dot points, numbered lists that you can do. Highlight some words, main words into bold. Give me a list of additional things that I haven't thought of. So you're basically having a conversation, and it all just, you want to lead to how do I make the experience on my website better from a words perspective. And that goes a long way. And so anything that's then pumped out onto the site goes through this like brand tone filter. So you can still do the core research of how to choose a wedding dress or whatever your topic is. But then the final step is it goes through this brandification. I've worked this all out manually because in the last 15 years I've had to rebuild our content creation system from the ground up many times. I'm sure there's SaaS tools out there already that handle all of this, but just this is what can be done for free with a simple version of ChatGPT. It's find out that tone. If you are going to be using AI, make sure it goes through this filter to avoid your content being the same as everybody else.